Hello everyone, it's David here. Welcome to this episode with Andy Goldstein. Brilliant Andy Goldstein. Loved this episode. But just needed to let you know that I recorded my bit in a hotel and I didn't have my mic with me. So it's a bit much actually, my side of this conversation. So bear with it because Andy and Joe are good. So it's just a warning. I don't want you to go, oh, bloody hell, listen to them. It's we know that I sounded terrible in this, but there's nothing we can do about it. Hope you like it anyway. This is setting up a little series we're going to do next year with Andy. So yeah, I really like this one. As I say, he's brilliant. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Episode, yeah. Oh no, yeah. Going to toilet, doing my thing in the middle of a Cheddar Bakes episode, yeah. Episode, yeah. Let's hear you cough, boy. Let's hear you cough, boy.
So you sounded like you were calling in like a. You
Hello?
sounded like you were doing a phone, calling in a phone in. Hello, hello. It's David from Devon.
I just want to say,
I think they should all be given 100. Yeah. Well.
all go home.
Thank you, David. Could cut him off.
No.
LBC, another prat phoning in from Devon. Sorry, you did. How was Biffa? Buzzing by the sounds of it.
No, I don't know what to say really, because.
Well, you didn't win, so how are you feeling about not winning?
Oh fucking hell, I'm relieved.
Okay.
I was for all the evening. I was like, they're not gonna fucking go. I just didn't even give it a. And then just before us, they did breakthrough producer. It was Rupert, and I saw him how he changed.
Oh,
I was like, oh fuck, what if we did? Because I feel pissed.
Oh yeah.
And I started thinking about Kevin Bishop, and if I
started throwing rolls at.
I'd become that bloke.
I'd love it if you lost control and in all the red tops.
But I thought, if I did a joke and it was just like, oh no, why has his son done that? And
got nothing.
Honestly, when they went so and so won, oh right.
I went to the comedy awards with Sean Locke.
Yeah.
And he said that to me. He said, you don't want to win these things, mate.
Oh my God.
I sat there and he went, no, don't want to win.
Well, you just got to perform again.
Yeah. That's what he basically said. He said, no, you want to sit here, get slightly pissed and slag people off.
It was enough to be nominated.
I saw your picture and I genuinely thought you looked like someone who was at a football awards as the manager. And I mean like PFA Player of the Year. You were like one of the backroom staff.
What's your angle?
No, I'm just going what my immediate.
I could talk to you about the buying the suit day.
Oh yeah, I thought you looked smart, looked very smart. I thought you looked like you were involved. I think because I've been watching the World Cup, I was like, oh, David looks like he could be backroom staff at Man U or something.
Right, I'll take that.
Yeah, I meant it as a compliment. It was so you went for a dark grey suit after.
No, green. Oh, green. It's olive green.
What?
Yeah, olive green, and I had dark olive green cords.
What are you talking through? Because we should explain that you're not in.
I haven't got my mic.
Where's that? It looks grey on the picture.
No, it's olive green.
It's not olive green.
It is. I've got it here. I'll show you.
Show me, because that looks grey, and I was like, well played.
No, I'm not going fucking grey.
Wow. Looks grey.
It's olive green. Trust me.
Okay, I don't want to fall out of. Yeah, go on. Talk us through the. Oh, we got Andy Goldstein coming on.
Yeah. Love Andy. So I was stressed. So we had to. I had one afternoon to get a suit or something on the Saturday.
Day did you? On Saturday, okay. So it was busy. And Christmas shopping.
So I was travelling up to the awards yesterday on the Sunday. So I had exactly Christmas shopping. Ugh. I'm with the boys and Naomi. Naomi's fucking angel dealing with me. really is. I don't know how she does it. I'm being genuine. She's just so patient.
She secretly pops a lot of pills.
Yeah. So we get to Exeter. Oh, this is a big run up to all this, but we get to Exeter. Well, I don't know where to go. Where do you go? I don't know.
Calm down, David. Calm down.
Hang on.
Let's pay for the parking and then.
Yeah. No, because we got the train. So we got the train. Where's John Lewis? It's just up the road. Okay.
Oh, Jesus, wet. Calm down.
We'll go into Mossbros. I don't want to do Mossbros. Bloody Mossbros.
I like Mossbros.
Okay, we won't do All right, we'll go to. So we went to John Lewis. Went to this straight away. I'm so tense going down the escalator. Well, where's the suit section? Fucking hell, they've got iPods. Why am I buying a suit from a place that sells iPods?
Because they sell more than one thing, David.
Yeah, well, I didn't like it. So we went to the suit section, and Naomi straight away went to someone, hi, we're looking to buy a suit, and we need someone to advise us on, well, I'm very sorry, but I don't quite understand that, and the woman that deals with it is having a break. Okay, we'll go. No, we go. I don't understand any of these suits. I don't know. Honestly,
this is madness.
If she has an affair, basically, if you're on an affair with her, you've probably got a good chance.
Well, at the moment,
yeah,
there's a window.
Freedom.
She's not even looking for an affair. She's looking for some time off. If you're prepared to go shopping with her quietly, now's your chance.
Oh, what? So then we came out, and she did kind of snap outside John Lewis. Oh right, okay. So then I launch and say, oh right, so you're okay. Now you're losing your patience now.
Wow. By the way, David, congratulations on getting nominated.
So we're just walking. I'm walking like 10 yards in front. Daddy, just ran. And Naomi said, let's try. Oh, for fuck's sake, really?
They sound naff.
Exactly. So anyway, we went in. We had a face like thunder. And the guy came up to me, what sort of suit do you want? I don't know, black.
Don't ever go at him. He's just doing his
No,
job.
he said, well, they got Ted Baker. Is Ted Baker a good make? I don't know. What's Ted Baker? So anyway, he took us down the end of the shop. And he said...
away from other people.
Yeah, he said, I'll be honest with you, you don't want to buy a suit from here.
No.
Yeah. Should we put... Oh, maybe I'll... I went, oh, really?
Bleep out the name of the shop.
Yeah, honestly, he was a saviour. He said, what you want to do? You want to go to Zebla? In fact, I might... Anyway, you want to go there, little independent shop, they'll sort you out. Really? Yeah, I shouldn't be doing this. There, Google mapped it, go there. He said...
What an angel.
Shirts are to die for. Oh, thank you so much. No, honestly. Anyway, thank you. Have a good day and good luck with your degree or whatever you do.
Your degree? Your degree? Your degree?
So we found this lovely. As soon as I saw the store, I was like, "Here we go. This is more like it. It's really tiny." I walked in. What are you after? I don't know. So I got straight. So the bit I remember from the days, he said, "Okay," and he pulled this dark blue navy jacket and he just put it on me, and I froze. I couldn't move.
Froze.
I just couldn't move. I looked at Naomi. I went, I don't like it.
Like you're on a roller coaster.
She said, sorry, this is, and he just, I don't like it.
My eldest child is playing up.
Honestly, I feel like I'm 15 again.
Yeah, well, I think you're.
He was looking at me just perplexed, like, oh my God. Anyway, after all that, I just look like a big fat geography teacher, if I'm allowed to. That's what I am.
Hi.
Andy,
Hello.
how you doing?
I'm good. I'm very well. How are you?
Oh, stressing out of it.
Why?
I was talking about how to buy a suit on Saturday, and I can't handle it. I acted like a teenager.
That's good though. You look young, right?
Do I?
No, he didn't look like a teenager. He just sounded like.
I got the hump. Can you wear suits? Are you good at suits?
I love wearing a suit. I went to a wedding last weekend actually, and that's wear a suit, and I look fucking amazing actually.
There's the yin and yang. There's the difference.
Did you?
I really did.
Yeah.
Everyone kept coming up to me going, "Oh, you look amazing." I was like, "Okay."
Can I do a pod every day with you?
Yeah.
Lazy weekday morning, giving it up for you. Lazy weekday morning, giving it up for you. Podcasting, recording, giving it up for you. Podcasting, recording, giving it up for you. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, y'all. Chatting our balls off. Chatting our balls off. Chat, big chatty balls. Big chatty balls. Lazy weekday mornings, giving it up for you. Give it up, girl. Give it up, boy. Lazy.
What?
And Andy, what are you eating first of all?
I'm eating breakfast, a biscuit. Yeah. I'm doing this training thing where I'm just trying to. I've got a big birthday next year, and I just need to be able to wear a pair of trousers. So I thought, wear a suit. So I thought I need to sort of train for a year. So I'm doing that.
But how's the biscuit help?
Because I'm.
Because you're not started it yet.
I don't start till 11 because that's my breakfast. 2 biscuits.
Is it?
Yeah.
Can I do that? That sounds great.
Hey, listen. Let me ask you. Are we recording at the moment?
Yeah. Is that right?
I want to tell you a story, but you can't put it on your podcast.
That's
No,
all right. We'll,
it's all right.
we'll delete it.
I won't put it on.
You just promise me because I'm going to show
Yeah,
you.
of course. No.
Hey, come on, we're pros. Come on.
So we're going to be talking snooker, right?
Yeah, big
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Okay. So
Andy, can you tell we can't put this out either. Can you tell Joe the Jimmy White?
say again
Can you tell Joe the Jimmy White story? Can't put this one out either.
about his brother.
Yeah.
I can put that out. It's in his book.
Have you?
Yeah. You talked about when his brother died?
Yeah. Have you heard it, Joe?
No.
Okay. Well, by the way, welcome everybody. This is Andy Goldstein. You know Andy Goldstein.
Hi, Andy. Nice to meet you, by the way.
Hello.
So we were talking about snooker, weren't we, Joe? A month or so ago. Oh, I'd love to do a little snooker set because I feel like I've lost touch with the snooker players, and I used to fucking love it.
It was I think we started talking about after Steve Davis when we interviewed Steve Davis, and we were like, there was that time where we were sort of obsessed with snooker, the glory days, I think we called it.
Why? I look at both of you, no disrespect, but when I found out you wanted someone to talk snooker with you, I honestly thought you were taking the mickey.
Really?
You don't.
I wouldn't say I'm hurt. No.
That's a compliment, isn't it?
I had a little. I used to think I used to pretend to be Jimmy White. For a summer or two.
Yeah, well, I didn't do that. But
Are you any good? Have you played each other at snooker?
no. Oh my God, we have.
Ooh.
Oh,
Who would win?
this is a great idea. Do you think you're any good at snooker?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't played enough proper snooker, but I think I'm all right at pool. Deep down, I think I could beat anyone at pool. Like, that's my.
Can I just put it out there that when I was about 21, 22, I played pool professionally and got to number 32 in England. So if there's a game to be had for money, we'll play.
Did you?
Yeah.
I wish I had stories like that. Like
Fuck, hang on a minute. Did you?
Yeah, and I sort of gave it up for a number of reasons. The main one being there wasn't enough money in it. So at the time when you won the World Championship, which Embassy sponsored at the same time, so they did the World Snooker and the World Pool. First prize was $2.5 grand, and if you got beat in the first round, which I usually did, you got 50 quid. So it was awful. It was awful.
So what did you win if you won the final?
$2.5 grand. So the reason I got into it was because I used to play up at Ilford Snooker Club, where I don't know if you remember. I'm going to test your knowledge now, but do you remember a snooker player called Eugene Hughes?
Yeah, I think I do.
You said that with such conviction.
Oh yeah, I was like, I don't believe a word of it. Yeah,
No,
I
think I do. Eugene Hughes.
Describe what he looked like to me.
Yeah, colour hair.
Oh, it's really immature of you to even ask.
It's really immature of you to corner me about my life.
It's not right.
Just anything about him, his nationality, anything.
Thanks for coming.
Scottish.
No,
Lovely.
he wasn't Scottish. He was Irish.
Oh, who cares?
I'm having the best time.
Anyway, with the Scottish Eugene Hughes, he was the club pro up at Ilford, and then Ronnie O'Sullivan came out of that club, and Ken Doherty, and they had loads of great players. And I wanted to be a snooker professional when I was a kid, but when I got to that club and I met Ronnie, I realised I had no chance of getting there. I mean, I was quite a decent player. My highest break back in the day was 97.
Jesus, wow.
But I couldn't. I'd play 10 frames today and maybe get 250s at best. But
I'm sorry, I bloody do remember Eugene Hughes.
You're googling it. We can see you googling it.
I do know Eugene Hughes.
Okay.
I do, Andy.
Andy, you're the first person to come on and make David cry.
I do, Andy.
Why is Andy being like this, Joe?
Sorry, you do. Of course you know him. Of course you do.
I do.
I do.
Why did so many good players come out of that snooker club?
That's a great. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
Oh well, I do.
Okay, Eugene. Is it Eugene Hughes?
Being friends with Eugene, I know this for a fact.
Can you tell us how good Ronnie was?
Yeah, I can. So we both went to the same school, Wanstead High School, and I was always the best snooker player in my school. I'm 2 years older than Ronnie.
How and then one day, the best snooker player in your school? Did you Like that's not something anyone knows, is it?
Well, we had Eugene used to collect us
Oh,
at lunchtime. We had a snooker club around the corner. We had once a snooker club, so we would all bunk off and go play snooker those days. And then this little pipsqueak, he would have been about 13, maybe 12, 13, something like that. And he was like, I'll play you. And I was like, okay, all right. And he lived in the next road to me. So I knocked on his door one morning, on a Saturday morning, and his dad opened the door. And I had my cue case in my hand. I looked up and I was like, all right. And he was like, what do you want? I said, I've come to play Ronnie. And he went, how much are you playing for? And I was like, can I swear on this, by the way? Can I swear on this podcast?
Yeah, go.
And I said, I don't know, £1? And he went, 50 quid or fuck off. And I went, and he just slammed the door in my face. So I didn't play him that day. But I eventually became friends with him. And then I used to drive. I was older than him, as I said. So I used to pick him up. After school or after work or whatever in my mum's little Fiesta, and we'd drive to a snooker club. The difference between me and him, I mean, I was an okay player. He made a 147 against me when he was, I can't remember his age, 14, 15, something we did. I was driving and he wasn't. But he got to the black. It was on the match table. So at Ilford, there were 3 main tables in front of the bar area. So everyone would watch if they're waiting for a table. And he made 15 reds and blacks. He had a green, brown, blue, pink, and finished plumb on the black like that. And then just started getting the balls out. And I was like, you got to put that black, Ron. And he was like, no. And I went, why? And he said, without taking the piss, he just said, well, I'm not going to miss it. And I went, yeah, but you're not going to miss the pink or the blue that you've potted. So go and he went, no. And I still don't know to this day whether or not he did it just for like comedic value or because he was, showing off a bit or because it's a story I can now tell. But either way, I mean, it was just ridiculous. He was, how you watch Ronnie on the telly now? He was probably a little bit better than that then because he was much more raw and quicker. And the person he was playing at that level would give him a lot more chances. So he was constantly clearing up all the time.
Right.
And how old was he then? Like 13 or 14?
Yeah. He would have been about, if I was picking him up, I would have been about 17 or 18. So he would have been about 15 or 16.
And when did he sort of like know he was going to be a pro? Like, was it that age he was like, oh yeah.
When he was 10 and 11, he was knocking in tons.
Shit.
Yeah.
I remember getting like 14 break. And going, just thinking that, because I think I did like red or colour or something, you know what I mean? But it was like yellow and then a green or something, but that was like, I can still remember doing it. And he was getting hundreds.
Yeah.
When he was.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I became the best I came, like that 97 break was when I was about 23.
97 is really impressive, though.
Yeah, and annoyingly, there was no balls left. I think it was like a 13 red clearance. So it's not like I missed the ball.
So you could have.
Yeah.
So what's that like when you've got someone? Because like, you from quite a young age, you've got limitations, like because you've met someone who's the real deal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're like, oh fucking hell.
You know what? I presented the snooker for Eurosport for about 5 or 6 years. And we would have a full-size table in our studio. And so when I would, open the show, I'd be alongside Jimmy White, who was my hero. And we'd do 15 minutes of chat, and then we'd hand over to the match commentators, and then we'd have like 3 hours off while the game was on. And I would always take my cue with me to all these competitions that I'm doing. And then when we go to the match, Jimmy would say, get your cue and we'll play. And we'd play for like 5 or 6 hours a day, me and Jimmy White, which is like, I'd run a competition. But when Ronnie would come into the studio, he would have a practice and I'd say, do you want to practice? And he'd go, yeah, okay, fine. Out of all the players that came in, they all came in and played. So Mark Williams would come in, John Higgins would come in, they'd all come in. Out of all of them that I played, Ronnie was like playing a computer game. In practice, he did not miss a ball. It was frightening. Everyone else missed, apart from him. He did. I think I played once. This is only going back about 2 years. I played about 9 frames with him in practice. And I remember we got to about frame 8, and I said to him, you've not missed a ball yet. And he was like, oh, okay. It's just ridiculous.
I think
there's
Steve
no
Davis
pressure on him.
said that he was different level, didn't he? He said when he came into the game, he was like, right, took it up a level. Because we asked a stupid question, didn't we? We went, can anyone, if they practice enough, be a good snooker player? And because we're idiots. Steve Davis went, no. And we're like, oh, okay, that's a really stupid question.
Well,
Andy, when we met Steve Davis, he's like a god to me.
who's Steve?
Yeah. And he just seemed so normal and kind of over snooker. I just couldn't get my head around. I was talking to Steve Davis.
Yeah, his dad threatened to shoot me once.
Sure.
That's what I brought up.
Yeah.
He lived in a castle in Romford. Steve Davis.
Sorry.
Did you say Surrey or sorry?
I think you mean Surrey.
No, in Romford. In Romford, there's a castle. And when I was about
I bet that
16
stands out, doesn't it?
Yeah, massively. Yeah. When I was about 16, me and my mate Paul, we were like fascinated with snooker. So we drove to see.
You make all these stories up.
And then we drove halfway up. There's like a long driveway, and his dad come out. His name is bless him. He's not about anymore. His name's Bill. He come out with a shotgun. And he's like, "What are you doing on my land?" I was like, and I told Steve that story years later when I became friendly with Steve, and he went, "Yeah, that sounds like my dad." I was like, "Okay."
Shouldn't you told your dad not to immediately come out with a shotgun?
Are there any snooker players with nice dads?
Name 3. Bet you can't.
Mr. Hughes.
Eugene Hughes' dad was like
Eugene
a
Senior.
gentleman. Yeah.
Fucking hell, I think this is my favourite ep I've ever.
Yeah.
I just want to be told stories.
I went to see, I might have told you this, I went to see, I don't know what tournament it was. It was at Ali Pali about 10 years ago. Oh, I did tell you this.
The Masters.
Because you knew straight away, you knew what the game was. But the first time I'd seen a snooker match in the flesh live, I turned up late, I went along with Rowe, sat down, they started the frame, and he got 147. My first ever.
When you went and saw snooker, what was the one thing that stood out for you? Because I couldn't believe when I was a kid.
Where the commentators are in the little box. I was like, oh, look at that.
I meant on the table.
God.
Oh, right, that.
This is why he doesn't believe you know Eugene.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I couldn't believe how slight they hit the balls, because if you play snooker in a proper snooker club, the cloth's heavy, the balls are heavy, the table's not warm. You know, the table's plugged in.
Anyone who doesn't know snooker, can you explain that, please?
Yeah, me.
Okay, so when you watch snooker on the telly, the cloth is a lot thinner because they replace it every 3 or 4 rounds, whereas in a snooker club, the cloth will stay on the table for a year, maybe 2 years, so it has to be thicker.
This is great. I love
And
this.
also the table when you go to a snooker match is heated.
What?
So when you put your hand on the bays on a real proper snooker table, it's warm, and that allows the balls to go even quicker.
I really thought I was trying to work out why. Then
Well,
my
just
brain
so
went
it's like hitting a ball on a sheet of ice. It's effortless. So when I first went to a game, I couldn't believe that they just went tap tap tap, and they flew into the pockets where I'm sort of smashing them.
right. Why is it warm again? To make the ball run easier.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Have you ever played in any tournaments, Andy? There's a bit of pressure on them.
And I've not played in the tournament, but when I was about how old am I? About 31, 32, I presented the European. This is on YouTube. I presented the European Masters for Sky in Paul.
Yeah.
And while I was watching it, I was thinking I could beat all these players, and I was the presenter. And then I was presenting a show on Friday nights on Sky called Soccer AM's All Sports Show. And the Paul Masters wasn't live. They were filming it and they were going to put it out in about a month's time. So I went up to the producer and I went, I've got an idea. And he was like, okay. I said, how about whoever wins it, you keep him there, keep the audience there, keep the commentators there. I'll borrow someone's cue, someone's waistcoat, and I'll play him one frame. And then we'll trail that on the All Sports Show. And I'll go, this is what happened when I took on the winner. By the way, you can watch the European Masters next Tuesday, Sky Sports 2 from 9 o'clock. And he was like, what a great idea that is. But the only reason I did that was because I thought I just want to show that I'm better than. Anyway, so this guy called Darren Appleton won, who is now one of the greatest 9-ball players. This is English pool 8-ball, but he's now one of the greatest 9-ball players ever. He's like 3 times US Open champion. He's amazing. So he won, and then they stopped filming, and then they started filming again, and the MC came out, Alan Hughes, and he said, right, we've got a little treat. The presenter, Andy Goldstein's coming out. So I borrowed a waistcoat in someone's queue, and I won the toss. And as I shook hands with him, I said, you won't get a shot. And he sat down and laughed. And then I smashed up and cleared up. And it's the ball to get on, the last ball to get on the black is still one of the most proudest moments of my life, even more so than either of my children being born. It was great. And then,
on YouTube?
Yes, on YouTube. So I came off like the stage, and my now wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, she was there, and I had this big smile on my face. I was like, how amazing was that? And she was like, And I was like, what? And she went, how do you feel if you just become European champion and the TV presenter beat you? I was like, okay.
Yeah, sod him, though. I'm incredible.
Yeah, no, listen, it was... and the cameras were there as well to pick it up.
Well, what does that... Like, if you played him over, say, 10 frames, you think he would have beaten you and you just got lucky? Or do you think...
There was no luck in that. Let me tell you now, boy. All right? That was pure...
Yeah. This is why we got you on.
He would probably beat me. Yeah.
But why aren't you playing?
I'm probably too good, actually. I'd probably get banned. I played. You know, when I was saying in the world of pool, there was no money in it, so all the money was in money matches. And I played a guy for $1,000, first to 10, and I was
like the colour of money sort of thing.
Yeah. It's exactly like that. And I think I was either 9-1 or 9-0 up, and there's about 40 people watching, and I started doing that with my cue and fucking about and commentating, and lost 10-9.
Did you?
Yeah.
What were you doing with your cue? Just little sort of Bruce Lee moves?
Say that again?
What were you doing with your cue? Just like Bruce Lee moves?
I was batting, twirling it. I was honestly, I was playing it like I'd play a great shot and go wow, 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 like what a bell end. Honestly,
I think those 40 people wanted you to lose.
I saw in the shadows in the background, Eugene Hughes was frowning.
How much is a good cue, Andy? Like a top?
Well, Stephen Hendry's cue, he had when he was a kid. He had a Rex Williams cue, which was something like £3.
I remember Rex Williams.
Yeah.
What does he look like?
Do you?
He's Welsh, wasn't he?
Yes, he was Welsh. Yeah. He had a Rex Williams cue, and it was about a £5 or a £10, and he won his 7 world titles with it. And
really, same one.
Same cue. And then round about the time the 9/11 happened, just after that, you weren't allowed to take your cue on the plane with you as walk on. You had to, or carry on luggage, you had to put it, at the bottom of the plane. So everyone was buying these big cases. And anyway, one day his cue came out, the carousel the other end like that, bent.
No.
And it snapped, and he never won another world title after that. He couldn't use a cue, obviously. And he never won another world title. Yeah, he never won another major. He never won the UK or the Masters after that either. So his cue was a £10.
What? Then he won all the tournaments with?
Yeah, his cue was a £10.
What?
But, yeah. But that was. I'm going back to when a £10 was probably like worth 15 quid. So it's a lot of money.
Yeah, different world, isn't it? It's hard to imagine. Can I ask a question? I haven't taken much notice of snooker in the last few years, if I'm honest.
Okay.
How would you reignite our passion for snooker?
Same with me. Yeah, Andy, I fucking loved it. And I think the last 10 years, I don't know why.
It's just gone off my radar. If your job now is to reignite our passion, how would you go about it?
The first thing you need to do is you need to play each other.
That's a really
right?
good idea.
And I'll happily rep it.
Oh shit, this is
all right.
fun.
I'll happily rep it. The second thing.
Do you wear white gloves?
Do you know I can hear your thoughts? I'm naked, but I will wear white gloves. I will wear
maybe a penny. Maybe a penny.
I think. Secondly, why don't I take you to the Masters in next month for Ali Pali?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, I'll take you there.
What?
Oh, yes, please.
I'll take you there. I'll take you backstage. You can meet the players. You can have a go on the practice tables.
fuck off.
Is this happening? Or
Yeah, of course. I'll take you there, and then that will
Can we
reignite
do the
your love
table
for it.
tennis as well at the Masters? That's good fun. Have you done table tennis at Ali Pally?
don't jump ahead, David. Don't get greedy. We've just been offered something incredible. Don't say, "Can I have a slice of that cake as well, please, Mummy?"
I will. We'll work out a day, right? It'll either be a Saturday or Sunday, because,
Yes, please.
and then we'll go for the day. We'll have both sessions. We'll have a bit of food there, and then you can meet all the players. I'll get you in the studio as well, so you can meet O'Sullivan and all that, and that will reignite your love.
No way.
Yeah, of course, of course.
This is like the best thing.
I thought you were going to say, "Watch tomorrow night." There's a documentary on. I was like, or do that. Or we could do that. I think
we could do
your
that.
idea is better.
All I need is like $5,000 from both of you, and I can sort that, no problem. No, I'll do that. I promise you, I'll sort that out for you.
Really? Yes, please. That's look at David.
But only if you pass my Eugene Hughes test. All right.
I know Eugene Hughes. I remember it.
Every snooker player, you have to say to David, "Do you know this one?"
Okay, I'll tell you what, David. When we go, you have to wear a T-shirt with. You have to get it made with Eugene Hughes'
I
face.
know
on.
Eugene Hughes.
Yeah. I know Scotland's.
I know who this guy is.
I Google image Eugene Hughes. Honestly, Andy, that would be like,
All right.
who would be in there? Who would we meet?
We can't predict the future yet. to be fair.
Is me? I'm not good enough. No.
I met him.
All right. Well, whoever's playing that day, you're going to meet at least 2 of the top 16, because they'll be playing. Jimmy White will be there, so you meet Jimmy, and O'Sullivan will be there.
Fuck me. Will they like us? Do you think they?
Can you guarantee they'll like us? Because our insecurities are wildly out of control.
I can't guarantee they'll like you, but they'll certainly say hello to you.
That's fine.
Fuck. So I thought Steve Davis. Well, I got an email from Steve Davis.
He'll be there. Steve will be there as well.
Oh, I
I'll
know
introduce you
Steve.
to
I'll say hello to Steve. I know Steve. I'm a bit asking too much. When the crowd out there, just look at the table up close.
Yeah.
Walk around the table.
When you walk in, the doors will be closed, so there won't be anyone else in. So you can sit in the chairs, walk around the table, sit in the
Can
chairs.
we sit where the snooker players wait?
Yeah.
Where they
Yeah.
sit while the other players playing?
Yeah, I'll get you in there.
Okay, I'm going to lose my shit.
Is there a chance you're going to email and go, "Oh, boys, I can't do it this year"?
No, of course I could. I go every year. And I take friends with. So I'll be more than happy to take you guys with.
Is this going to be like walking in with John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever? You know, where, like, if we were you, we're going to be like, here we go. Everyone's going to know you.
I don't remember that scene from Saturday Night Fever where he comes in going, "Here we go."
With 2 other blokes. Yeah.
Two guys nearly 50.
Carrying a pot of paint with Eugene Hughes. I tell you, it's funny. You're getting excited about meeting these players, right? And rightly so. So I grew up being a massive Jimmy White fan, and I'm still a big Jimmy White. In fact, I'll show you. So
He's not there, is he?
No, he's not. But so because I love Jimmy, it's a little bit weird. But when I'm with him, he knows how much I adore him. And not too long ago, I was with him, and he got a new case, and I was like, "Where's your old case?" And he went, "It's in the room. Do you want it?" I went, "Yeah, I love it." So he gave me his old Q case.
Fucking hell.
There you go. It's got Whirlwind written
You've
on
got
it.
a little museum, haven't you?
Yeah, and you know what's cool, right? This is so sad. So the people that made his case, they found out that I'm a big snooker fan, and so this is so sad. He's the Whirlwind. So obviously I'm the Gale Force, right? Gale Force Goldstein. They made me mine. Look.
No. Oh, you're in heaven, aren't you? Basically.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Do you just go in your office and grin?
Yeah. Depends what I'm watching on YouTube, but yeah, usually.
Fuck. Honestly,
Yeah.
Andy, I do treat these people as, I don't know, they had like gods. After growing up in the 80s and early, sort of mid 90s.
Well, snooker was at its biggest then as well.
Was it? It was at its biggest, wasn't it? Then.
Well, I think if you compare the early snooker on the telly, like the 80s and 90s, to what happened early on in the 2000s, yes, but now the audiences are The audiences are massive. They're bigger than they've ever been. The prize money is much bigger. You get like £500,000 if you're in the World Championships now.
If you win it.
If you're in the World Championships, yeah.
Right.
So it's bigger now than it's ever been before.
How hard is it to have a career in snooker?
Do you know what's funny, actually? Right. So I'm convinced that if I would have been a snooker pro in the 60s or 70s, I would have won a world championship. Right. Not hear me out. Right. Not because I was that good, but I think snooker was quite shit. Right. So you know the Masters. It's like the Masters, right?
Yeah.
But the biggie.
Yeah.
In 1970, I think 79. If I'm wrong, people will correct me. I think 79 or 78, but I'm pretty sure it's 79. Someone called Perry Marnes won the Masters, right?
Yeah.
His highest break for the whole week. What was it?
36.
88.
I think it was under 50. It was 48 or 49.
Wow.
I would have won it that year.
Yeah.
I would have won the Masters that year, right?
If you hadn't done your Bruce Lee thing, you might have won it.
Right. My granddad. Yeah. My granddad played Joe Davis and took a frame off him.
Oh, wow, that trumps anything I've got.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's true.
It's true.
I was really panicking for you there, David, because I thought Andy was
I'm quite confident. I'm quite confident in that.
Continue your story, David.
What year would that have been?
Well, my granddad was played at some snooker club in East Grinstead when he was part of that would have been 50s, 40s, 56, don't know.
80s.
And what you weren't expecting details, were you?
No, he was fucked at the time. He was in a wheelchair and he couldn't walk.
He was having end of life care at the time.
Joe Davis was world champion in 1927, so it would have been over those 15 years.
Okay, 40s, 50s, 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how much knowledge you have and David hasn't. I love this. Are you a bit of an encyclopedia?
Yeah, I am a little bit. Yeah.
Mastermind subject, what would it be?
Me?
Yeah.
It'd probably be the film Back to the Future.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah. My memory normally is appalling. My memory's appalling. I did a show years and years ago for like UK Play, I think it was, and it was called Win Your Own Home. And we filmed 3 shows a day, 5 days a week for 2 weeks. And every show I would start by going, hello, welcome to Win Your Own Home. And then going into an ad break, that's it for part 1 of Win Your Own. And then I'd come out of it, welcome back to part 2, Win Your Own. And at the end of it, that's all we've got time for, Win Your Own. I was doing that 3 times a day, 5 days a week for 2 weeks. And on the last day of filming, on the Friday, the AP said, I'll call you over the weekend and I'll arrange for voiceover. And I went, okay. So I woke up, I swear to God, this is true. I woke up Sunday morning, I picked my phone up and there was a voice message and I picked it up and it went, hi, Andy, it's Emma from Win Your Own Home. Can you give me a call as soon as you can? And I was like, and I went, oh my God. And my wife looked at me and she went, what? And I went, I think I've won a house. And she was like, what? And I went, oh no, fuck, sorry. I swear that's how bad my memory is. I swear to God that's true. So some for a millisecond. So some snooker stuff stays in, but I don't know. I think it's stuff that I don't need to remember. I don't remember.
That's why I really wanted that on the pod. When you told us about the cloth, I want to know what the cues are made out of. Can we do all that in the future? Go into detail.
Yeah. Well, if you're serious about getting back into snooker, there's a guy called John Paris who makes everyone's cues, right? So he makes all of them. I could rattle off all the players' names, but he makes basically every single cue that you watch on the telly. Whoever's playing, it's a John Paris cue, and you can go to his workshop and see. You can. In fact, I've got a story, but I can't tell you the story while we're recording it. So when we finish, remind me to tell you the John Paris story, right?
Yeah.
But he makes everyone's cue. So when Jimmy White got a new cue, I phoned him up and said, like, hey, you going to make Jimmy White's new cue? And he went, yeah. And I went, can you do me a favour? And he's like, go on. I said, can you, out the same bit of wood, can you make 2 cues identical? Whatever Jimmy wants, make the second one identical so you can't tell them apart. and then whatever one he chooses, I'll have the other one. And
Yeah.
he went, yeah, okay, fine. So I've got the other cue.
Do you do Jimmy's head in a little bit?
No, I don't think so.
I'm trying to work out how many episodes of this we do before you could no longer say I've got and then point at something.
It'd be a couple, I think.
Andy, have you ever walked onto the carpet of the Crucible?
Yes.
What's that like?
That's how. Have you been to the Crucible? You two?
No,
I've been outside it. I've been
how many people does
outside.
it hold?
Holds just under 1,000, something like 932 or something. But it's. I'll get you there as well if you want in April, May when that's on. And by the way, I should say a big thank you to World Snooker who don't know it yet, but they're going to sort these tickets out for you. But
No pressure, but
no, but they will. They will.
Catholic fans will.
Yeah, when I went to Crucible a few times, and it's one of those sort of those moments you don't forget. So I went there when I went there as a fan, and I went there when I was filming with Eurosport, and it was in between sessions of the final. So there was press in there, but the players went in there, and the lights were up. But yeah, I walked around the table, sat in the chairs, and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Oh my god!
is it moments like that you sort of go, how have I got this as a job? You know, one of those.
Yeah.
It's like.
Well, I did a walk around with Joe Johnson. You remember Joe Johnson won the 86?
I do. Even.
Yeah, he only won one, didn't he? It was out of the blue.
That's right. I thought you were going to say he was in Miami Vice, but that's. But we did filming with Joe where we had to recreate his night. So I sort of knocked on his door, the dressing room with a cup of tea, and he came out. Then we walked through the curtains, and we walked down, and I'm walking around the table talking to him about the shots. Yeah, honestly, for me, sometimes I have to sort of pinch myself and go, fucking hell. You know, as much as I'm doing this for a job, I'd do it for free if they asked me to.
Oh, you pay to do it. I'd pay to. What you just offer us?
Yeah.
I'd pay
Would you?
for that.
How much? How much would you pay?
Yeah, David will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
You just want me to give you some more stories, don't you?
No, I'm really loving it, Andy.
The Crucible is something different. The Crucible is something quite spectacular.
Yeah.
Because when you're in there, you just think of all the magical moments in snooker.
Yeah.
The Taylor Davis 85 that was in front of you. You know, it's quite bizarre.
The John Virgo impressions. It's just there.
That's not the first thing that springs to mind when I think of the Crucible.
I'm now thinking about Big Break with Jim Davison for some reason. Probably not.
Yeah.
Did you like that program?
I loved it.
I did like it.
We wanted to bring that back.
Oh really? I just waited for the trick shot.
Yeah, you can't miss. You can't miss a trick shot. You know that, right?
What's that?
What do you mean?
You can't miss the trick shot.
What do you mean you can't miss it?
Because it's set up so as long as the cue ball hits the first ball, everything else will go. Then it'll all happen.
Ooh. Yeah, but some of them are where you've got to pop the balls quickly. I used to do that in my
Which one?
mum's salon.
What the machine? What?
In your mum's.
I used to have a 6-foot table in my mum's hairdressing salon.
I don't know if you're joking now.
I did.
Why?
I used to put. We had a salon next to the house with all the hair dryers and stuff.
Yeah, I know what salon is. It's the bit about the snooker
That's
table.
not the odd bit.
And on a Sunday, my dad would put the table up, 6-foot table, and I'd just be in there all afternoon.
What, blow drying your hair?
Yeah.
Practicing for when he would become a hairdresser.
I knew Eugene Hughes at the time, and
He'd come
it's just.
out.
I was always playing in that. Why are we talking about this?
Because you used to practice trick shots.
Trick shot. I used to practice that one where you try and hit the balls in.
The machine gun.
Yeah.
That's very difficult. How many? Did you
Very
get?
The
difficult.
machine. Yes,
Yeah.
the machine gun.
How many did you get to?
Maybe 3 or 4.
Oh, well, okay, that's good.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
tried to bring Big Break back with
please
me
do.
as Jim Davidson, not literally, and Jimmy as John Virgo. But the guy that owned it all became very complicated. And the guy that owned the right, it was. No one really knew who owned the rights, and I think the BBC didn't want to give it up, or it just didn't happen. But we looked into it.
That show was all about chemistry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had some good old chemistry, Jim and John.
When was it? Was it late 80s?
Oh,
I think it went into the 90s.
Yeah, so also snooker was, although you're saying it's big again.
Do you also remember at the end, there was a thing where you'd get a snooker player, you'd answer questions and then you'd have a snooker player come out and you'd be like, and some of them you go, well, he's fucked now, he's got so-and-so. And so I was really dismissive of some of them.
They would have a quiz based on the ball that they would pot, like black ball.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like Trivial Pursuits, like
exactly like that. Exactly like that. Yeah.
But then they'd have a certain amount of time, and they'd have to pot them all in under a time. And then
that's right.
If you had Jimmy, you'd be like, "Well, they're going to win because he only takes 17 seconds."
Yeah.
And if you got like some
Eugene Hughes,
got Eugene, well, no one recognised. Could have been anyone.
Fucking hell. Honestly, yeah, I love that.
When are you two going to play then? When are you two going to play a game?
That's a good question.
You live near each other.
Well, have they got tables up? They've got tables up there, haven't they?
Do you know what I'm going to do? Do you know what I'm going to do? When you two come to the Masters,
I love it when he says that.
when you two come to the Masters, right? Because World Snooker will love it and they'll want to film it and put it on their website. So if you're cool with that, I will get you two to play each other on one of the practice tables, one frame.
God. Oh my God!
On a 12 foot.
Yeah, on one of the practice tables. Huh?
I'm backing it.
On 12 foot.
Well, you know when you play on a 12-foot,
Yeah,
and you've only ever played on like a pool table, and you have to do a long shot. You go, it's so far away. You go, what's the point of that? There's no. If I hit it, I'm over the moon.
yeah,
It's so far. If you've got, that's what the snooker on telly versus playing has got to be the biggest distance between ability and what you can do. You know, like football, you
very
go,
good point.
I can kick a football, but when you're at the end of the table, you go, that's mental. But on the telly, you go, cool, it's Mr. Sitter there.
Yeah.
Andy, I remember Steve Davis explaining how to pot, and he would say, if you were cutting a ball into a corner pocket, he would say, imagine like an imaginary ball and attached to that ball, and you hit the middle of that imaginary ball. Am I correct?
Yeah.
What does that mean? I don't understand.
I think Steve was taking Smarties at the time. And I wouldn't pay too much attention.
Yeah, he'd lost focus.
Well,
You know what? When you're talking about the hitting the long balls, the long pots, I know this sounds weird, but I'm red, brown, green colorblind, right?
what do you see?
I see all the same color. So even more so with snooker, because the colors of the colors of the balls on a snooker table aren't real colors. They're made for television. If that makes sense. So the brown. So I see the brown and the red identical.
Do you not get panicky?
No, because the brown's 9 times out of 10 it's on its spot, right?
Yeah.
Same colour.
Yeah,
So-
do you not understand how colourblind works?
Do you know what? I don't think I do this. I want to do a colourblind episode.
Can you come on and be our colourblind expert, Andy?
I'd love to. So I once played in the competition, and it was like it was up at Ilford. It was like a semi-final. This thing potted the greatest red ever. Like literally, Jimmy White would have been proud of it. And then I heard the referee go, "That's a foul." I was like, "What?" And it was a brown I potted into the corner pocket, and I lost.
So what is the colour that you're potting in? Is it brown? What do you see?
I just see the same colour. They're all.
Yeah, what is it, Andy?
I don't know because I'm colourblind.
This is a weird age to find out what colourblind is, David.
Yeah.
What is it, Joe?
It's when my mum's colourblind, so she can't see the difference between green and blue. So she just sees whatever she sees, but she can't describe that to me because it's just a thing to her. So she go, "What colour's that?" And we'll go, "That's blue." And she go, "All right, cheers." Well, she doesn't speak like that, but
What was he pointing at?
something blue or green. I don't know. Look, usually, do you know? Usually, Trivial Pursuit cheeses. That's where it comes up a lot.
I
at
struggle with that.
Christmas. And she'll go, "What colour's that?" And it gets quite frustrating over an hour.
Fuck. Okay. Well, no, I haven't. I haven't ever been told that.
Well, if you've never had to live with the horror,
So you
of
couldn't
colour-
actually become a snooker player if you were colourblind, or
just
could you?
ask first. You just
Yeah,
ask first.
How long would that fucking take?
They'd edit it out.
So you're familiar with where the balls are situated on the toe. So the brown usually is at one end.
Yeah, of course. But when it's
Unless you're playing on a boat and all the.
do you know what? If you played, I'd turn it off when you came on. I'd be, oh, this is the guy who has to ask where the fucking brown is.
Yeah, shouldn't that be incorporated into your name as well? Like instead of the Gale Force, it should be can't see the brown or something.
Yeah.
That might be considered slightly
That could
differently.
have
Right?
bad. Yeah.
I think I've got that magazine somewhere.
That's what she said. That is a moment where you say that's what she said.
Yeah. Thank you, Andy. Fucking loved
Can we
it.
do this? Can we do this a lot?
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. I've not even talked about Jimmy White in detail. We've got loads to talk about next time.
Yeah. Also, I really want to know about the new players, who to look out for, and
Okay.
Yeah, I'd love that.
And I'm excited for igniting our passion day out.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I will sort out our day out, and then the next time we speak, I'll confirm it all with you. And so if you never hear from me again, you know I've not been able to do it.
Well, fair enough. And I'm going to Google.
I'll be so gutted. I really would. Yeah,
We're going to talk about this a lot off pod.
Okay. Well, I will sort it out for you. It'll be a pleasure.
Oh, amazing. Thanks,
Are
Andy.
you both about around January? I think it's the end of January, is the mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And
100%.
the Crucibles in the spring. I mean, I'm not pushing my luck, but it is, isn't it, in the spring?
Yeah, April, May. I can easily sort that as well for you.
What about, should we go to the Maldives or something at some point? Do they play snooker in the Maldives?
They can. Yeah, we can sort that out. I literally can do anything. All right.
It really sounds like you can, and it's very, very attractive.
Dude, yeah. Make sure I do it though. Right.
It's the most flustered I've ever been.
Thing is, my worry now is that we'll come to Ali Pally and you won't enjoy our company.
I did.
And so the Crucible will be off the table.
You'll be talking with Stephen Hendry and Jimmy White in the corner, and we'll just be like staring at you.
I didn't say I'll sit with you, did I? I just say I'll get you in, right?
We'll lose David at some point. At some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Thanks, Andy.
It's my pleasure.
Love it.
What's the thing you couldn't tell us about the?
Have you stopped recording? Have you stopped
Yeah,
recording?
so
I'm not even comfortable telling you while we're videoing it. It's awful.
Oh,
Okay.